In this video, I'm sharing my favorite story-driven games that are definitely worth trying. Of course, this is just my take. You might have your own favorites, and that's totally fine. Be sure to share your top picks in the comments. Let's dive in. Guardians of the Galaxy is a really fun game that brings back the good old days of single-player games with great stories and cool characters. The game looks amazing with its super detailed graphics. You'll explore colorful and varied worlds that are a joy to see. The story in the game is exciting and keeps you guessing with lots of surprises. You'll get attached to the characters, especially the Guardians of the Galaxy team. You can even make choices in the game that can change the story, adding more excitement. The best part of the game is the interactions between the Guardians. They talk and joke around like a real family, which makes the game feel lively and fun. The battles in the game are fun and can be challenging at times, keeping you entertained. And because you can make different choices, you'll want to play the game again to see how things can change. The music in the game is great too, with awesome songs that fit perfectly with the game's vibe. Guardians of the Galaxy is a fantastic game that will make you want to keep playing again and again. Days Gone is an awesome game that feels like a thrilling adventure. The story is super interesting, and you'll connect with the characters. The game looks and sounds amazing, making it feel like you're there. The music and voices are perfect, adding to the excitement. You'll be immersed in the game's detailed world, with surprises and excitement around every corner. The graphics are stunning, especially if you have a powerful computer, and the sounds will keep you on the edge of your seat. Playing the game is easy, and there are lots of cool weapons and ways to fight. Plus, you can make your bombs, which is pretty neat. It's got a great story and intense gameplay that will keep you entertained for a long time. Next up is Far Cry 5. It's a cool game where you get to shoot guns and explore a big, beautiful world in Montana. The story is interesting, and there's lots to do, like hunting and helping people. You can play in different ways, and there's even a mode called Far Cry Arcade for extra fun. The game looks and sounds amazing. The music fits perfectly with the game, and the weather changes make it feel real. Everything, from how characters move to the way the world looks, is done well. Montana in the game looks stunning, with pretty landscapes and forests. There's so much to explore and do, like taking over bases and going on missions. Fans of the series love Far Cry 5 because it's so fun to play and has a great story. It's one of the best games in the series because of its exciting gameplay and the awesome world you get to explore. Batman: Arkham Knight is an incredible video game where you get to be Batman in the city of Gotham. The game looks amazing, especially the characters like Batman and Nightwing who look cool. The story is exciting, and there are lots of side missions to keep you entertained. The fighting in the game is really fun and feels faster than in previous Batman games. You also get to sneak around and take out bad guys without being seen, which is a big part of being Batman. They added new challenges like dealing with tougher enemies, which makes it even more exciting. You can also drive the Batmobile, Batman's awesome car. It can switch between being super fast and being a tough battle machine. It's cool to use in the game. The voice acting is great, and the music sets the mood perfectly. The game feels dark and mysterious, just like Batman's world should. Batman: Arkham Knight is the best Batman game ever made. It's fun to play, looks fantastic, and has a lot of things to do. If you're a fan of Batman, you'll love this game. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is considered the best game in the Uncharted series because it looks amazing and has a great story and gameplay. You get to explore a lot, and the places you visit are really beautiful and detailed. The game lets you choose different paths to reach your goal, and there's a new tool called a grappling hook that helps you move around. Sneaking past enemies is more fun now, with special indicators to show when they're suspicious. The story is exciting and touching, with characters you'll like. There's a good representation of female characters, and the conversations are funny. The game keeps a good balance between exploring, climbing, and fighting bad guys. Solving puzzles adds to the fun, and some parts feel like you're in a cool action movie. The music adds to the excitement, and the actors' voices sound natural and believable. It's an exciting adventure with a satisfying ending that you'll love. If you like great games, you should try it out. Next up is Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks super cool. It's all about exploring a huge world filled with robots and ancient secrets. The story is amazing and keeps you hooked the whole time. Even little details you find along the way help tell the story. You get to have epic battles with giant robots, which look amazing with all the cool effects. Sometimes the game can be tough, but the story makes it worth it. You can customize your character and level up in different ways depending on how you like to play. Everything in the game, like weapons, enemies, and the world itself, looks fantastic and fits together perfectly. The fighting in the game feels smooth and looks great, and there are parts where you have to climb and jump that are fun. The story is emotional and keeps you interested the whole way through. Horizon Zero Dawn got everything you want in a game. Cool battles, an awesome story, and beautiful graphics. Next one on our list is A Plague Tale: Innocence. It's like going on an adventure, but in a video game. You get to do exciting things like sneaking around and fighting bad guys. But what makes it special is the Hugo. The game looks amazing too. The pictures and how everything is designed are so pretty. And it runs smoothly, which means it doesn't freeze or glitch. People say they feel like they're part of the story when they play. They get attached to the characters and worry about what will happen to them. The voices sound real, and the music makes everything more exciting. A Plague Tale: Innocence is described as a breath of fresh air in the gaming landscape, offering an unforgettable single-player experience that is both beautiful and terrifying. It combines stunning graphics, immersive gameplay, amazing storytelling, and outstanding voice acting to create a truly remarkable gaming experience. Moving on to Lies of P, it's an amazing game that has a great story, cool battles, and awesome graphics. In the game, you can fight in different ways like dodging or guarding, and there are lots of different weapons to try. Some of the big bosses you face are really fun challenges. The characters in the game are interesting, and the story has lots of surprises. It's based on the Pinocchio story, but has its twist. The world in the game is detailed and feels real, with cool sounds like music and animals. The game runs smoothly, looks good, and has a dark, fairy tale vibe. The combat system is well made, letting you play how you want. The story keeps you wanting to know more. One cool thing about the game is that you can customize your weapons to fit your style. Instead of fighting werewolves, you fight with puppets, which adds a neat twist. Lies of P is a great game for anyone who likes a challenge. It's got everything: fun gameplay, awesome music, great graphics, and a cool story. Control is a cool game. The story is exciting and full of strange things like mysterious objects and powerful beings. Playing the game is challenging but fun. You get to use cool powers like moving things with your mind. You can make your powers and weapons stronger as you go along, and the game runs smoothly even on normal computers. The fighting in the game is fun and fair, and the story keeps you interested. The controls are easy to use, making it fun to try different things. The graphics are great, and there's lots of detail in the world. The music and voice acting are also really good. You can play the game for a long time and still enjoy it. The game sets up a big world for future stories, which is exciting. The skills you learn in the game are well done, and the fights are exciting. Next up is Baldur's Gate 3. It's an amazing game with a great story, cool characters, and awesome settings. The story keeps you interested from beginning to end, and each time you play, you find new things to explore. The graphics are good, the story is well told, and the gameplay is easy to understand. The main story is emotional and leaves you wanting more. It's one of the best RPG stories out there and deserves all the praise it gets. The world is detailed and immersive, with great voice acting and characters you'll like. You can tell the creators put a lot of love into the game. The combat is fun, and there are lots of interesting side quests to do. While there aren't many starting options, there are plenty of different races to choose from. The game looks, sounds, and feels amazing to play. You can get into it, and every challenge feels doable if you plan right. The characters have their own stories and goals, making them fun to interact with. Baldur's Gate 3 sets a high standard for future games. It's immersive, detailed, and deserves all the praise it gets. Next one on our list is Alan Wake 2. The graphics of this game are amazing, and even though the world is smaller, it's packed with detail. The story, characters, and music are all fantastic, and there are plenty of surprises along the way. The game looks and sounds like a movie, with different parts working together to make it feel real. It's like a piece of art, with a story and characters that are well done. The story keeps you interested, and there are some scary moments too. Playing as Alan Wake feels intense, like you're in a nightmare. The environments are perfect, whether you're in the woods or a dark city. The game was made with a lot of care and attention to detail, and it shows. Alan Wake 2 is more than just a game. It's an experience that everyone should try. It's well made with great artwork, storytelling, and presentation. It's a great game to play in a dark room on a big screen. Next up is Ghost of Tsushima. It's an awesome game. It's really fun to play and has lots of cool things to do. You can go on exciting side quests and explore a beautiful world. Everything in the game feels real, and you'll feel like you're making a difference as you play. The fighting in the game is great too. It's never boring and feels fair and challenging. The graphics are amazing, making everything look super realistic, especially with HDR. But the best part is the story. It's really interesting and keeps you interested the whole time. You'll love the characters and their stories as well as the cool side quests. The world is stunning, with beautiful scenery everywhere you go. The characters are well written, and you'll get attached to them. Plus, you can choose whether to focus on side quests or the main story. The controls are easy to learn, and the fighting feels real. Ghost of Tsushima is an awesome game with great graphics, fun combat, and an amazing story. Everyone should try it. Moving on, we have The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. It's got a fantastic story, cool side quests, and a huge world to explore. What's special is that your actions in the game change what happens around you. The story is awesome, and fighting in battles is super exciting. It's the ultimate RPG experience. The graphics are really good, and the story keeps you hooked. I especially like watching Geralt and his mentor interact. The music is amazing, and there are lots of different enemies to fight. The map is huge and full of cool stuff to discover, which makes the whole game fun. Even though some people talk about the graphics not being as good as they hoped, The Witcher 3 still looks better than any other RPG out there. The music makes you feel like you're right in the game world, making every fight unforgettable. Playing this game has been a dream for me. The Witcher 3 is one of the best RPGs ever made. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered is an awesome game with a cool story. The graphics are amazing, especially for a Spider-Man game. And it's not just about the story, there are lots of side missions, things to collect, and upgrades to keep you entertained. Everything in this game, the story, graphics, gameplay, and scenes, fits together perfectly to make it an awesome experience. The way Spider-Man moves around New York City feels just right. The controls and visuals are so engaging. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered has lots of great stories and exciting moments. Leveling up and upgrading your skills is fun, and exploring the city is amazing. It's got everything you could ask for, like a great story, fun gameplay, really good graphics, and a super detailed world. It's an awesome game with a story that's sure to keep you hooked. Moving on to God of War, it's an amazing game. It feels like a masterpiece because of its stunning background scenery. A lot of people think it's the best game of our time. The graphics are breathtaking and the gameplay is unbeatable. But what makes it special is its incredible story. Everything in the game is so detailed and well done, from the graphics to the gameplay to the story. The music also adds a lot to the atmosphere. The way the game is filmed makes it feel like you're watching one continuous scene, which is cool. And the story itself is emotional and interesting, with a rich lore behind it. The combat is fast-paced and challenging, and it keeps you hooked from start to finish. God of War sets a new standard for quality and detail. It's got everything you could want in a game, from beautiful music to stunning graphics to an action-packed story. Cyberpunk 2077 is a cool RPG game that has stood out from others in the past 10 years. It changes how side quests and character development work, making your decisions important. Playing the game is just plain fun. Night City, where the game is set, is a cool place to explore. Exploring Night City is fun, with lots of hidden things to find. Managing your inventory is easy, so you can control your character and items well. You can play the game in different ways, sneakily, aggressively, or with lots of action. The graphics and sound are really good, making you feel like you're in the game. The music adds to the mood, especially during exciting parts. Weapons feel strong, and you can customize them with mods and upgrades. The cars handle well most of the time. The world of the game is beautifully made, with great lighting and atmosphere. Exploring the world and doing side missions will keep you entertained for hours. The voice acting and storytelling are excellent, with lots of surprises to discover. The story is almost perfect. The Last of Us Part 2 really pulls you in, with amazing scenery and great animation. The rules of the game have been improved, giving you more ways to play compared to before. It builds on the storytelling of the first game, keeping up the high standards with its interesting characters and themes. The fighting scenes and battles are done well, paying close attention to small details. There are new moves like jumping and crawling, which give you more ways to beat enemies and solve puzzles. The graphics look great, especially if you play in 4K with 60 frames per second, and if you use 3D audio, it feels like you're really in the game. The gameplay is both awesome and fun, whether you're searching for stuff to use or just wandering around. The story is top-notch, with no big problems from start to finish. It's full of surprises and places you won't forget, with lots of action and excitement. The characters are one of the best parts of the game, showing their feelings and actions even better than before. So, The Last of Us Part 2 isn't just a game. It's like going on a trip to a beautifully made world, with a story that pulls you in and gameplay that keeps you hooked. How can we forget Red Dead Redemption 2? It's an incredible game that stands out in the gaming world. If you like the first Red Dead Redemption and its cowboy adventures, you'll love this one. It looks amazing, with lots of details that make the world feel real. The story is the heart of the game, and it's well made. Exploring the world adds to the fun. The atmosphere is perfect, with great music and sounds that make you feel like you're there. The graphics are fantastic, and some parts feel like you're watching a movie. Even the photo mode is cool. Fighting in the game is fair, and talking to other characters is interesting. The music is great and fits the game perfectly. Playing the game is a mix of action, exploring, and surviving. Shooting guns and fighting are both fun. Red Dead Redemption 2 is more than just a game. It's an adventure that shows how great video game stories can be. If you like open-world games, you should try this one. It's really impressive. That's it for my list of amazing story-driven games. I hope you found some new ones to try or maybe even saw a favorite of yours on the list. If I missed any great ones, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your suggestions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.